We have a suspect in your wife's hit and run. We'll get you back to the cabin before anyone sees this.
Let's do it.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel where I'll be doing another episode recap on today's Days of Our Lives, August 26, 2024. So we continue to Holly and Tate, right? Because remember, Sophia came over and just decided to be thirsty and desperate and throw herself on Tate, but Holly walked in before they could get to second base at this point. So she ran out Sophia, and then she and Tate got to talk, and she's like, could you explain to me what was that a while ago? Like, what did I walked into? So he's like, I didn't start anything. I was just here minding my business, and Sophia just comes in and she throws herself at me like I don't want her. I'm interested in you. So at some point she believes him, and she's like, she knows that he's not interested in Sophia, and she knows how Sophia can get. So anyways, he asks how is her aunt Sarah doing, and she fills him in on that, and she's like, I hope they really catch the person who did this and all that. So at some point they decide to go swimming, and they come back from swimming, and Tate sprained his leg or sprained his ankle, something like that. So she's like, this needs some attention from the hospital. So he's like, he really doesn't want to blow his cover and go to the hospital. He shouldn't be here in Salem at this point. So she's like, this needs medical attention. So we need to just walk on over there, right? So anyways, let's go to the next scene because we'll go back to these two. So we go back to Brady and Jada, right? So Jada was over there to investigate Brady about his car, because his car was matching the description of the car that hit and run Sarah the other night. So she began to ask him about where he was on that night and what happened, like, where is the car? And he's like, I wish I could show you, but I realized that my car has been stolen. And she's like, how come you didn't report it? It's a major crime. So he's like, I'm sorry, I had so much things dealing with and with work. So I really, it was a stupid decision, but I really didn't get to report it. So she's like, you should have reported it and all that. But I get it. So anyway, she went about her business, because at this point there really wasn't really much to, investigate anymore regarding Brady, right? So we go on to the next scene. So we remember on Friday's episode that Abigail, or the lady posing as Abigail, is out, for some fresh air, and, she's with Dr. Green. We don't know what they're up to, but I guess we'll find out today. So anyways, Chad is still in the room, and Kristen comes in, and she's like, I heard that some lady posing as Abigail, like, she's here and all that. He's like, word comes fast around this place. So she's like, yeah. So where is she? Is she really real and all that? So it's like, why would you come with that? Like, the DNA test proved that she's real. And, I just don't need this kind of negativity. That's what I heard, really. So she is like, I really don't need to be cynical and stuff, but how do you guys really know? What if she's playing you? What if she's just being a fraud? So he's like, she remembers something the other day, and she's like, the evidence is everywhere. That's public press. So like, anybody could have dig up that and just run with it. So how do you really know? So anyways, he's like, I don't really need this kind of stress, this kind of energy. Like, she's like, okay, I'm trying to protect you as my little brother. I'm just trying to be there for you. I don't mean to be harsh or anything like that, right? So she does give up on it, and she hugs him, and she's like, I'm just happy that, you got her back, and, I will see you guys later, right? So we go on to the next scene. So remember, we saw the lady posing as Abigail and Dr. Green actually meeting up, right? Because we didn't know who our accomplice was, but now we find out it's Dr. Green. Still don't know the connection to Abigail and Chad and all that, but I guess we'll find out later on. So anyways, she was thankful to him for orchestrating that DNA results, because obviously he's a doctor. He would know how to go around it, right? So she's thankful for that happening, and he's like, we just really got to stick to the plan, and she's like, she really don't know how she's gonna pull this off with faking the memories and, making sure that Chad and the rest of them believe it. So she's really just contemplating if this is really the right route for this all. So anyways, Chad walks over while they're talking. So he's like, you've been gone a while. Like, I just wanted to check in if you're okay. So she's like, I just ran into this guy and, he helped me with directions because I didn't understand the GPS and all that. She's just making up that story. So anyways, Dr. Green goes about his business and it leaves Chad and this lady to talk, right? So he's like, it looks like Kristen, got through to him in a sense because he began to ask her some questions about what robe you were wearing on the night of your murder. So she's like, robe, like, where is this coming from? Like, I don't need that much pressure on me to remember things. Like, I am trying my best, but if I'm just going to be pressured, I'm going to go back to Poplar Bluff. It's just going to be a wrap. And Chad doesn't want that. Chad is desperate to hold on to this very, illusion of Abigail and all that. And I call it the illusion because he really doesn't know. But he's just, he's just been without her for the past 2 or so years. So he's just desperate to hold on to any thread or anything that has to do with Abigail at this point. So he's like, don't go. You want to go back to the home with me? I won't pressure you that much. So she's like, okay, let's go. So we see Fiona. She's there looking after Victoria. And while she's doing that, she was about to go take a drink, And I'm saying, like, these people don't know what's going on, behind closed doors, Fiona and this little baby. And she's about to, take a drink. But it seems like every time she's about to do that, God is just saying, somebody's going to knock at the door to just prevent her from doing so, right? So this time it was Xander at the door, right? So she's like, Xander, what a pleasant surprise. Like, I told you I got this under control. And he's like, yeah, I know, but I just needed to see her, check in on her. So she's like, how is Sarah? So he's like, she's, hanging on there. And she's like, any news from the investigation? So he's like, yeah, there's some leads, to who the car belonged to and who, how it got, what role it played in Sarah's hit and run, right? So she's kind of nervous about it. But anyways, he's like, he's not really, Sarah being a doctor, it's she's more certain that she possibly cannot walk again. So she's like, how do you feel about it? He's like, my love for her is unwavering. Like, I'm still going to be there for her. I'm not going to leave her side, but it's a lot to adapt and adjust to, especially for Sarah and us raising our child together. But I wonder if I'm really going to be, the best man or the best husband for her. So she's like, you definitely are. And I blame myself. I just wish that I didn't do such damage, And he's like, what are you talking about? So she's like, if I just was there more in your life, you would, you would have feel this way. And you are a great guy and all that. So he's like, don't worry about that. I'm just grateful that you're here now and that you're just gonna support us in any kind of way. So she's like, I just want to make up for all the lost time. So anyways, he goes about his business, and then she looked at the bottle and she said, you know what, I'm gonna be the mom that Xander deserves. So she did throw that bottle of alcohol in the garbage. So let's see what happens with that. So Jada is back outside of the penthouse, right, after seeing Brady, and she's taking pictures, because, Brady said his car has been stolen, so she just wants some pictures to indicate clues as to who could have stolen it, how it happened, all that. So Marlena comes over, and Marlena's like, what's happening? So she tells her, and she's like, did Brady tell you that his car got stolen? So she's like, no, he didn't tell me that. So anyway, she begins to ask her, and John where they were, and, if they saw Brady on the how it happened with the car, right? So she's like, Brady did park in our spot, but she's like, did you see Brady? So she's like, we assumed that he was in bed early, given that he's been having a hectic work schedule and all that. And she confirmed that it was on the 14th. So Jada's like, trying to put all the pieces together at this point, right? So Marlene is like, is there a reason for the question? So she's like, yeah, just getting this investigation on the wraps. So anyway, she leaves, and then we see Kristen comes over to Brady's place, and he's like,
if it's not about Rachel, I really don't have the time or energy. So she's like, no, it's not about Rachel, it's about you and this whole thing with Sarah. So she did confess that she's the one that actually stole Brady's car and have it, hidden because of everything that's going on. So he's like, why would you do that? And he's going on and on instead of being grateful. So she's like, a thank you would have sufficed. But anyways, I did it for Rachel. I really didn't want Rachel to see you go to jail and all that. And you were really drunk and in bad shape that night. So, I really don't want Rachel to see you go down like this. And I'm saying this is really sincere and kind of Kristen. No hidden agenda, nothing. And this was really nice. So she's like, I really care about you and I just really want the best for you. I need you to sober up and really take care of yourself for Rachel's sake, right? So anyways, she did hide the car and she's like, listen, you need to swallow this guilt, as Fiona did tell him to. Swallow this guilt and really, go make nice with Sarah. Go check on her, offer your sympathy. Like, that's what you need to be focused on, right? The car is out of sight, out of mind. So they don't really have nothing on you at this point, right? So that's that with them, right? So we go on to the next scene. So Marlena is on the phone with John and she's just filling John in on, what just happened a while ago with Jada. And, she just wants him to pick up and, let them talk about it, because Brady could be in some serious trouble. So at this point, Kristen comes out of the penthouse and sees Marlena, right? So Kristen comes out and said that, I heard that Brady his car got stolen. So she's like, yeah, and she's saying, I hope they find out who did it, gleefully walking away, right? Because we already know what's up. So let's get back to Tate and Holly. They are at the Salem hospital because, again, they feel like they're invincible. But anyways, Holly says that, Kayla's in the surgery and, Sarah's in the hospital room. So, nobody should find them out. But they forgot about Dr. Green, who is related to Aaron. And they just had this conversation about him, seeing Tate's name under Aaron's picture on social media. So anyways, he's like, this isn't a lacrosse accident, is it? Because you should have been far away in upstate New York. So he's like, don't tell nobody, but we've just been hanging out at the Horton cabin while Aaron is at lacrosse camp in my place. So he did patch him up and all that. So Tate is like, will you keep my secret? So he's like, he's bounded by patient confidentiality. So, a secret is safe with him. He knows how to keep a secret, as we found out. So, they're relieved and hopefully, nobody else finds out about it, right? So anyways, we go on to the next. So Jada sees Xander coming out of the Salem Inn, right? So she's like, I thought you were gonna be with Sarah. So he's like, no, I just checked with my mom, she's looking after my daughter, so I'm going there now. So she's like, he's like, any word on the investigation? So she's like, actually, we have a lead. So that was where it ended with them, right? So Tate and Holly are walking out of the room, about to go to the Horton cabin, and they're just relieved that Dr. Green will keep a secret. So they're hoping nobody else sees them. But lo and behold, remember Brady, Kristen told Brady to go check in on Sarah, and that's exactly what he did. And lo and behold, he bumped into Tate and Holly. So I don't know how he's going to explain himself this time, because he has no other reason why he should be in Salem. He should be in New York. But let's see what he's going to spin around this time, especially with Holly right there. So let's see what happens tomorrow. I will see you guys tomorrow for an all-new recap. Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe. Tell me how you felt about this episode below. See you tomorrow. Bye.